Good morning, AZ Sunshine. Man, all right. So, Monday. Pump so far. Let me pull up a 4-hour time frame. I want to show you guys. I know there's a lot on my charts here, but I want you to see that we are in this 4-hour bearish imbalance. We touched off this 4-hour order block and we started to bounce. Okay, so this is a level I was looking for a possible move back down. So I'm kind of looking at how our price action plays off that level, and then I did my Fibonacci for our premium and discount. So our equilibrium for the day on our morning range is right here. So if we were to come down EQ right here, okay, right? So this is why I have been expecting a reversal here to go back down into a discount. Okay, so I've been waiting to see, because look what we did here on the 1 minute. We chopped, we manipulated, grabbed liquidity above, came back down, but we didn't get power enough to drive through this accumulation range. Came back up, created equal highs, and then we came back down. We formed this 1 minute imbalance, touched off it, came back down, came back up into that 1 minute imbalance, that 1 minute order block, and now we're continuing down again. All right, so we're already almost down to our EQ, down into a discount, bouncing off that higher time frame imbalance. Remember what I always talk about, we got to make sure price displaces our lows for that continuation. So right now, price just displaced this low pretty big, and now we've created this fair value gap here, so this could be a good entry in the shorts if we wanted to catch it down to our discount. If this fair value gap forms here, it might form a little bit higher, right? Or it might not form at all. We're going to see right now. So we've got like 30 seconds left on this 1 minute, but we have this accumulation is that original level that I wanted to see us push through in order to get down into a discount, into our imbalance below, maybe even down to VWAP. We'll see if we get that retracement, if we displace these lows, or if price wants to just continue to push up above. Okay, so now we have this small imbalance here, depending on how we close here. Price action respecting our 1 minute imbalance up here, like that. Price comes up into it, comes down, form another imbalance. Now we can see if price comes back into it and respects it, and then we can check out what would our risk be on this trade if we were to short this. Well, we could hold a stop above this high for 35 ticks. We could hold it above this high for 53, right? 73, depending on your risk, what you want to do if you would take this trade. I don't know necessarily if I'm going to take this trade yet. I'm just kind of seeing how price plays out, because I did want to see these lows get displaced. But we are creating a lot of gaps, and if price comes up and respects this level, I might look to take it short all the way down into this imbalance below, into the discount. All right, nothing too crazy. But this could be a good setup after seeing this low displaced. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, so we've gotten that break of structure to the downside. So now we see if we can get an entry to actually get involved in these shorts or not. We can see this big 5 minute imbalance here. 5 minute is really what I was looking at, and the 1 minute. And price is not really giving us a chance to enter, and that's okay. Price has not given us any chance to enter into this trade, but that's all right. You know, we're not going to stress it. Although this is the trade I wanted to take, I wanted to get the right entry before that happened. All right, so you could have, if you were watching the charts and you wanted to short, you could have entered off this candle when we enter this fair value gap. You could have entered off this candle when we enter this fair value gap. And the only other entry I would have taken is waiting for this candle to come up into this fair value gap. Okay, but what would be a good sign for us is if this candle closes, look how we just displaced these lows. Now if we get retracement up to this level, I would really like this trade. I would really like this trade because we displaced these lows. So now it's telling me that we want to come down and fill an imbalance below and come back down to a discount. Okay, if we just wicked below these lows and then started to shoot up pretty aggressively, I don't know necessarily if I would have taken a short, but now if we come up into this level, I might look to take a short position down into this discount, about 100 ticks. Nice, took it almost at the top. Yeah, you could have taken this trade. This candle, if you guys pay attention to this bullish candle right here, this is one that I would have said, okay, I'm probably going to take the shorts off of this after seeing the wick above. And then we close. So we came down, come up, wick above, and close, almost engulfing this candle right here, touching off this order block above. That would have been a good entry. And then you could have waited for this fair value gap entry here, entry here, entry here. So we had there's a lot of entry opportunities there. A lot of opportunities to get in the shorts in that time. Okay, so what I would wait for, because if we wait for it to come up and touch off this fair value gap here, we'll have very good risk management, right? We could have a 35 tick stop. We could have a 40 tick stop, giving us a lot of room. Or we could even have a higher, if you got higher entry, you could have it stop all the way up here. Let's see, so we're touching into that fair value gap now. We're very aggressive, so I want to wait for an entry. I'm not going to just get an entry when we are this aggressive with a bullish candle. I want to see reaction, because even if I get an entry down here, we're still going to have good risk management. But I don't want to get an entry when price is just moving upward really fast, and then it just takes out my stop. Right, because it does have potential to maybe come up and touch off this order block up here, or come back to this imbalance. I like that move. I like that we respected so far this imbalance. Let's see what happens here. If we start to get aggressive movement down, I'm going to look for an entry in the shorts, but not until that happens. Not until that happens, I will not get an entry. I want to see it respected here. See, that's why I haven't got an entry yet. We want to wait. I like that movement there. Might wait for this candle to close or get an entry at the end of this candle, depending on if it starts to close downwards or if it continues up. Okay, I just got an entry in the shorts there. I just got an entry in the shorts, just half a lot right now. 18.34575 is my entry. 4575. I'm gonna play a stop. I'm gonna play it really light. I'm gonna play like 40 ticks here. 40 ticks, 18.35575. Just because I'm kind of testing out the market right now, guys. I'm just testing it out, just seeing if this level gets respected. If I get stopped out, then that still gives me a great opportunity to come back and get another trade. But if I give myself a 50, 60 tick stop, well, then that's going to kind of start to push my limits on my loss. And I also went in half a lot just in case I do get stopped out here. If I get stopped out, well, that's a small loss for me. I can come back and find another good trade. And I always like to do that on my first trade, at least, unless I see something insanely good. Like, this is a good trade setup. I really like this setup. But there's a reason I only went in half a lot, and there's a reason I have a tight stop. Okay, I like that price action there. I might look to add a full if we can start to move downwards a little bit more aggressively. A little bit more aggressively. I don't want to enter into a full yet just because we have that imbalance below. We have a bullish imbalance below here. So I just kind of want to see if price continues to respect this area or if it's going to try to push up even higher. So you could take your first, let's say we start to move down, you could take your first TP at the break of these lows. You could do 1-to-1 at 40 ticks. There's that movement there. I'm going to add into a full, so my stop is going to, or my entry is going to move down a lot. 18.343.50. Okay, so I'm going to move my stop down. I'm going to keep it at 40 ticks, just above these highs at 18.353.50. And I'm going to take my first TP at the break of these lows here. The break of these lows. So my first TP is going to be right here. So my first TP would be at the break of these lows. It would be about 55 ticks. 55 ticks. Okay, let's see that price continue to drop here. I like that we're dropping aggressively. If you guys want to take a 1-to-1, that would be 40 ticks. That would be about right here if you have the same entry as me. This would be a 1-to-1. So if you guys want to take a 1-to-1, if you got a better entry than me, you could get out already taking your profit. I want to see us continue down. I want to see us take out my first TP here. We disrespected the bullish imbalance. That's a good sign. Good sign. We've closed below these lows here on this accumulation range. To me, this looks like a very solid trade setup. We're about to hit my first TP here. About to hit my first TP. It's about to get pushed through here. We came within 1 tick of my first TP on that and started to go above. I'm not worried. I still think that that first TP is going to get taken out. And then I might even try to hold. There we go. I'm going to continue to hold. First TP got taken out, so I'm going to move my stop to break even now. And I'm going to probably hold this trade because we're dropping so aggressively here. I'm going to hold this trade for now. I already took first TP. Okay, I'm probably going to look for full TP, maybe all the way down to these lows. So like 200 plus ticks. Depending on, I'm going to start trailing my stop a little bit once we start making lows. But I have my stop at break even right now. That was a great drop. We're in this imbalance, so if you want to take full TP, we already came down into a discount. You could take full TP here. You could take your full TP completely. I want to see if this continues to drop aggressively and we could catch a few hundred ticks on this. And I'll start to move my stop into profit as we drop a little more. But remember, we have this imbalance here that you got to look out for. We have this 1 minute imbalance. That price, this is what I was talking about. Price could reject off of this level. So just be careful here. I will start to move my stop into profit again. But so far, guys, we've already hit, how many ticks? We've already hit 108 ticks. So if you want to take your full TP, go and do that. Go and do that if you want to take your full TP. I'm going to look, for now I'm going to hold my full TP down to these lows, like 18,286, just for a big trade. But again, I'll adjust my plan. I'm going to start to move my stop into profit a little bit at a time. So I'm moving my stop to cover fees. So I move my stop to 18,339.50. So now my stop is in profit just about 8 ticks just to cover commissions, because we still have, look at this imbalance we formed right here. We still have this level that price could come back into and bounce off of. So that's why I did that. And even if I get stopped out, I'll still be in profit. I'll cover those commissions. It'll still be a winning trade. But I wanted to see if we have potential to drop all the way down to these lows after seeing how aggressive we pushed through our first TP level. Okay, so this is a winning trade either way at this point. But remember, we have this 5 minute imbalance, this 1 minute imbalance. So if you want to get completely out, you can do that. We're around 100 plus ticks right now. So remember, don't hold unless you really want to. Nobody's forcing you to hold a trade, right? You have every chance to get out of this trade. We're starting to drop a little more. If we can close below this 1 minute, that would be awesome. And I'll start to move my stop down a little bit more. My stop is currently at 18,339.50. Again, we just got another big drop there. We just hit 135 ticks on that drop. So guys, whenever you feel like you want to get out of this trade, you can get out of it. You can start to trail your stop into profit. I want to see if this one's going to run a little bit more, so that's why I'm letting it ride. I'm letting this one ride a little bit. Okay, I'd like to see us close below this 1 minute. That would be huge if we close below this 1 minute. Okay, we still respected that 1 minute. I think we're going to continue to close below. I'm going to move my stop a little bit more into profit. I'm going to move my stop down to 18,335.50. 18,335.50. Okay, so my stop is now at 18,335.50. In profit. I still think there's potential for us to continue to drop down to these lows. So I'm just keeping my stop up here because just in case we retrace up into this imbalance here, we might continue down. Remember, we have this 5 minute still being respected here, so I want to see us aggressively push through this 5 minute imbalance. And that's why I had my stop all the way down at VWAP, all the way down to these lows. There's another big drop. There we go. We're continuing down. Continuing down. Again, if you want to take profit here, you can. Tons of opportunities now. We just hit, for my entry, 180 ticks, 181 ticks. Okay, we've hit 181 ticks. At this point, I'm probably going to move my stop all the way down to 18.32575. So just above this high right here. I'm not even going to care if this comes up into this imbalance. 18.32575. We're almost to my full TP at 232 ticks. Again, guys, if you want to take profit, we just hit 183 ticks, 183, 184 ticks. So you can do that. Look how aggressive we're pushing through that 5 minute. Remember, we still have this 5 minute here as well. So guys, play this at your own risk here. You know, if you want to get out, get out. We created this 1 minute inverse fair value gap here with an order block, so this could be another chance of rejection here. But this is, guys, we've got almost 200 ticks on this. This is how we start our Monday. This is how we start our week. Very solid trade. We got in right at the right time. So this would be the point that you'd want to see price reject off of here. If you want to see the shorts continue, we'd want to see rejection off of this inverse and this 1 minute order block. So let's see if it continues down. I would love to see that. So I have my stop just above this inverse fair value gap, just above this order block at 18.32575. If it continues up that high, I'm just going to get out of that trade and I'll be done. But I'm sure a lot of you have already gotten completely out. I'm sure some people are still holding. But man, there's no way that you should have lost this trade whatsoever, right? Didn't take it because I'm already up 100 ticks. There you go, protecting those profits. I love to see that. Love to see people respecting their wins and their losses. And let's see, I want to see a bounce from this level. This could be a point, if you wanted to add to your position, you could add here. I don't know if I'm going to add here. I think I'm just going to let this ride. You could try to add here. The only thing about adding right now is that we are in this 5 minute imbalance, bullish imbalance, and we wicked very low on the 5 minute, and we're about to close. So that's the only reason I would maybe stay away from adding to my position here. But I'm keeping my stop above this level. We'll see. Look how this 5 minute closed. Long wick to the upside, respecting that 5 minute bullish imbalance. We're in a discount now, so remember, this could be a point that we just the longs start to step back in. So if you want to just get out of your position, you can. I'm gonna let it ride with my stop resting at this level, still at 18.32575. Full TP down at 18.286. 18.286 is my full TP. 18.286 is my full TP. Yep, nobody complains when we're winning, right? Bearish breaker 329 on the 329. I don't see a bearish breaker here. Come on, let's continue down. Take out these lows here. Take out these lows. Take out these lows. Again, if we continue to push down, I'll look to move my stop a little bit more into profit again. For now, I'm keeping it at this high. And the nice thing is it's still, my stop is still past our first TP level. So it's still well into profit. Even if I get stopped out, it's past our first TP, so we're still making good money on this one. Alright, looks like we're getting that move up now. Looks like bulls want to step in here. Again, I've left it above this inverse fair value gap just in case we got that rejection. So far, we're not seeing that rejection. So far, it looks like bulls want to step back in, but I'm just kind of letting it ride here. We're getting closer to my stop loss now. We're pretty close. About to take it out. Not yet. Still respecting the inverse. Still respecting the inversion fair value gap, but it looks like we're trying to push up. Take out my stop loss. Man, really solid trade though. We hopped on, got into trade right away. The setup was there. We waited for confirmation. Our levels played out perfectly. And I am almost out. I'm out. All right, there it is. There it is. So at the bottom, 184 ticks. 184 ticks at the bottom. Great entry. I mean, everything about that trade was ideal. We waited for a lot of confirmation. Man, who took that trade with me? I need to see who took that trade with me. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Look at that. Everybody's winning. Everybody's winning. Look at that. You guys are bringing a smile to my face today. You are bringing a big smile to my face. Love to see everybody winning. Love to see everybody winning. Oh man, let's go, guys. Huge trade. And I know you guys won with Danny as well. Man, that's how we start out the week. We've been on fire, guys. We have been on fire. You guys, look what not trading on Friday. I know a lot of people still traded, but look what it allows for trades like this to be taken with more leverage and more profit. Because if we were to trade on Friday, right, there's a few trades I was looking to take and I never really took them because I just didn't like our price action on Friday, right? Choppy, just not clear, no clear direction. So I just stayed out, and that allows for me to come back on Monday and keep all the profits I already had and take a trade like this. All right? Tori uses ICT. What ICT method does Tori use? He uses a lot of different methods. I don't know exactly what he uses. All right. Let me share my screen here. Okay, the sound should be off, so we don't get double sound. Yeah, shorts are continuing to step in, still respecting that level, but we'll see if they continue. For now, let's talk about this trade, and then I'll answer any questions after. Okay, so we're gonna just watch the replay of this trade. I'm gonna fast forward until we see this little tool. Okay, we're almost there. So right here, guys, right here, if you look at my screen, this imbalance, this square, this rectangle is a 4-hour bearish imbalance. So this is a level I would expect rejection off of. Okay, we see price come up. I know it's kind of hard to see. Come down, come up, lower highs formed, and then we displace these previous lows, creating a breakaway, right, a fair value gap with a 1-minute order block. And then price comes up, respecting this order or this imbalance in order block, wicks high above. So this could have been the first entry, right? We weren't on the live yet, but this would have been the first entry. If I was on the live, I would have taken this, right? So then we dropped, displacing this previous low that we formed with another fair value gap. So when I see that and my target is down below, I'm expecting price to retrace back up into that fair value gap, and I'm going to take it short, okay? So we wait, price moves aggressively down. I thought maybe we wouldn't get an entry, But we fast forward a little bit. Price starts to move up. Okay, so right when it entered this fair value gap, I was waiting. I didn't want to get an entry off an aggressive bullish candle. So I had still, at this point, I didn't have an entry. I waited for price to get a rejection off of this bearish fair value gap. I didn't want to get an entry off of an aggressive bullish candle where I could just push through and take out my stop. Our risk management was really good on this trade as well, and that's why I was fine with waiting for this trade to get an entry, even if it came down here, because I still would have had a 40 to 50 tick stop resting above this level. Okay, so at this point, I was looking for an entry. I think I got an entry right when it kind of started to drop right here. Okay, so I waited even longer. That's when I got the entry right here, okay? So we saw this long wick up, and then an aggressive move down. I got an entry in the shorts, half a lot, right? Half a lot. So then, boom, aggressive move down, I add into a full. Aggressive move down, I add into a full, knowing that even if I add into my position here, my stop loss is still going to be at a good level resting above these highs. Okay, so then my first TP is at these lows, right? I look for the lows for my first TP. Boom, price just runs through that first TP, coming down into the equilibrium. I was thinking about taking my full profit at EQ, but then I saw how aggressive we moved down, and I thought there was potential for us to come all the way down to VWAP and take out these lows. So I held on to that position, and ultimately, right, we make a move down pretty aggressively. It's looking good. We came all the way down pretty close, right, 184 ticks. So we were pretty close to my full TP. Didn't end up getting there. But look, then we formed this inverse fair value gap here, 1 minute order block. And we're still respecting that right now. So that's why I wanted to hold on to this trade. I moved my stop above this level just to secure my profits on a really profitable trade and not let it come all the way back up here. Knowing that we were in a bullish fair value gap, right? We could see rejection. So we ultimately come back up, take out my stop right here. But at the end of the day, 184 ticks at the bottom. All right, I don't even know what my first TP ended up being. It was pretty good. Can you go over a little more in detail how you scale out of the trades? Yes, of course. So let me pull up my charts for that, and we'll talk about that. Scaling in and out of trades, very important thing. So when I scale out of a trade, so this is how I normally do it, guys. I normally will either enter, so today my full lot was 10 micros, okay? It was 10 micros. So I scaled in with 5 micros, my first entry. And when I was looking for my scaling out, like for my first TP, I knew that I wanted to take first TP at these lows because it was over a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and this is a level that I wanted to see price run through. And I wanted to secure profit here just in case this becomes a liquidity grab and we come out. So what I decided to do was sell half of my position. So I set a limit order at these lows. So 5 micros, because I added into a full position, right? So 5 micros here. So now once I sell half, I move my stop to break even. So now even if price comes up to my break even, I'm still in a winning trade, right? I still won that trade because I sold half my position and now half is at break even. So at least I made some money on it. Okay, and then what I do is sometimes I'll set other limit orders. So what I could have done here is I could have set a limit order at this imbalance, maybe for 2 or 3 micros. Okay, just to take some more profit. I didn't end up doing that because I wanted to see price come all the way down to these lows, and I wanted to get the most out of this trade with 5 micros. So excuse me. There's a few different things you can do. All right, so you could either take full TP at this first one and just get out of everything, take 56 tick win with your whole position. You could have taken full TP here and just gotten out completely. What I like to do is I like to sell half of my position at my first TP, and I like to sell my other half at my full TP. Okay, that's the way I like to do it. Look at these shorts coming back in, still gunning for, looks like they're still gunning for these lows. But that's the way I like to scale out of my positions. There's a lot of ways to do it. You gotta figure out what you're comfortable with, the way you like to trade. It's dependent on your risk tolerance and the kind of trader you are. Any news on the masterclass? Yes, so we are working on coming out with a very specific schedule, and we already have the schedule set, but we're coming out with like very specific details and stuff, and we're going to start pushing that out to everybody. I don't know if we're going to get it started this week. We might have to push it back another week, depending on what we figure out today. But that masterclass is going to be pretty awesome. I hope you guys will join that and join me and Tori. It's going to be pretty awesome. And look at that. There's my full TP, guys. Full TP almost got hit. I probably would have moved my TP to VWAP here. If you guys are still holding, I would take full TP at this level, personally. But look how we came up and respected this inverse fair value gap. We never pushed above. We wicked above, but we never closed above. Right, so this is why I said this is a level that could be a good re-entry. Right, so I could have held my stop a little bit higher. I just moved it down to secure profit. But either way, if you're still holding this trade, you know, you just caught like 230 ticks on that. 230 ticks. Pretty awesome. I bought it already, but can you check if I'm registered? Yeah, I will. I can check if you're registered. If you want to send me a DM, just to remind me, and I'll see if you are registered. You should be all good to go. All right, Zip. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, guys, but this, I mean, just the setup in general, it was ideal. Obviously, my bias was long, long, long until we came up into a bearish higher time frame imbalance, and then we started to create lower lows, lower highs. How do we register? Okay, if you go to announcements, we're going to send out another announcement, but if you go to announcements and you scroll up a little bit, you're going to see Danny sent a notification about our masterclass, and you're going to click on that button, and it's going to take you to WAP, and you'll be able to sign up there. Man, look at these shorts continuing. Shorts continuing here, guys. So like I said, my original, I mean, look at my original bias obviously is longs because we're pumping. But when we come up into a higher time frame, bearish imbalance, I'm looking for reaction. And look at this 4 hour, guys. Shorts are going to run. Look at this 4 hour imbalance. We come up into the imbalance and we just push down, 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 down. Okay? I'm not going to take a long in this area when we're in a higher time frame bearish imbalance, right? We touched into this 4 hour order block. 4 hour bearish imbalance, and we push down. That's the reason I'm looking for shorts. We're also around lunchtime, right, looking for price to come back down into a discount. And look at now, we're just dropping. Again, we're at VWAP. We're at VWAP right now, so this could be a level we bounce from. We have this 5 minute bullish imbalance, so I'd watch out for that. In terms of re-entries for this trade, I probably won't get any re-entries for now. But again, if you're going to be aggressive, you know, you'd get entries off fair value gaps. I would probably wait personally. But if you want to get a re-entry, I don't personally, myself, I wouldn't get a re-entry right now because we just bounced off of VWAP, right? We bounced off of this low, bounced off the 5 minute bullish imbalance. So this wouldn't be a point I would enter in the shorts. Personally. Let's go, Anthony. Good stuff. Well, guys, I mean, that was probably the quickest session I've had in the past 2-3 weeks. We've been waiting like an hour at least per trade normally, and today just showed up right away, and we were able to catch that trade right away. Man, I love it. Fantastic start to our Monday. I hope you guys understand that you don't need to keep trading after taking a good trade like that, right? After taking 100 to 200 ticks, you should not need to keep trading. You should not be risking your profits, right? If you want to keep trading, you could risk a little bit of your profits, but don't let that cause a snowball effect to where you start risking more and more of your profits and then end up the day break even or in the red after taking a great trade or a few great trades. So protect those profits, play it smart. Right, we've got the rest of the week ahead of us. more opportunities are going to present themselves. We're going to capitalize on them. Okay? Take this day and enjoy it. Okay? Take this day, enjoy yourself. Get your mind in a great place. Enjoy it. Don't finish this day by losing and ruin a good thing. Okay, when I win like this, even if it's not a lot of money, like for me personally, even if it's not a lot of money, I love to just close my computer and just not even think about taking another trade for the rest of the day. And that leaves me with a great feeling and a great mindset coming into the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. Instead, if I just continue to sit on my computer in the charts, looking for setups that aren't there because I get greedy, and then I could end up losing all of my profits, and then that ends up ruining my day because I already had so much profit. I already had the great mindset, took great trades, and then I decided to take bad trades with a bad mindset and ruin the day. Right? I am 23 years old. 23. Yeah, just walking away. And guys, like this is, you know what I like to do? I like to have things planned for myself throughout the day to where I'm not just going to want to sit down and trade all day. Because that's my first instinct. My first instinct, obviously, is to just continue to trade because I love to do it. But what I started to do was I started to just kind of plan something every day to where I have something to look forward to. I have something I'm going to go do. So that I don't feel the need to continue to trade, right? Like today, I'm gonna go play some golf, okay? So now I have something to look forward to, and I don't need to sit on my computer and trade the whole day, right? Or maybe I'll go on a hike. Maybe I'll go, skate. Maybe I'll go do whatever it is. Maybe I'll go to a coffee shop and read or study. Because then that just completely removes that itch to just continue to trade and sit in my room and think about it. Now you can still think about it throughout the day, and you can use those activities to build your mindset, right? Because trading is really about patience and having a clear mind, right? And when you go do these things that are gonna, like going on a hike, going swimming, going to the gym, those are all going to help you build a stronger mental mindset, right? It's going to help you become mentally strong and patient so that when you're trading, man, you're going to be on your A game every day. And even if you're not, you're going to know how to deal with it. You're going to know how to deal with it when you're not on your A game. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Great trade today. Great session. Let's keep this streak going. Let's continue to take good trades with patience. Okay? Appreciate everybody. Stay safe today. God bless you all. And I will catch you all tomorrow morning. Peace.